Good afternoon. We were supposed to have left at, we're still in Kigali. We were supposed to have left for Arusha at what time?
3 a.m.
3 a.m.
It's, what's the time?
And who are you blaming?
It's 2:21.
2:21 p.m.
No, we just love, okay, we're African timers. That's all I can say. And we had to say, to go look for this guy to say bye.
And now we are bringing him to Kenya.
And we were trying to convince him to come with us to Kenya. We've convinced him. In fact, he'll be riding all the way, but...
We're going together to Kenya right now. This way. Yeah. It's ID only. I need my ID.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to Kenya.
Yes, let's go. Let's go.
Let's go to Kenya. Oh, you mean it was that simple?
Yes.
Yes, so we're headed to Arusha. I think it will be like a 17-hour journey. We are almost sure we won't get there tonight. But we are hoping to find somewhere to rest for the night, somewhere along the road. We don't know where, but we'll just find a decent town. I'm sure there are a couple of towns along the road. So we'll be sleeping somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and then we'll head to Arusha very early in the morning. But if we get to Arusha, it will be best because it is a 17-hour journey, yet it's already 2. We can't drive at night only. So we are up for the challenge just because we decided to sleep and be African timers. So guys, come with us.
Karibu Kenya, si Masai Mara tu. Kamote, Nentinga meni city Kamote.
Now, when I compare the road towards Gisenyi versus the one from Kigali to the border, or Rusumo border, I think it's a bit flat on this journey from Kigali to Rusumo. You'll see the hills on the sides of the road, but not necessarily on the road. The road is a bit straight because there are no so many meanders. Now, one thing you need to know when you come to Rwanda is that there are cameras all over. I think every 200 or 500 meters there is a camera. Those cameras are gray with black stripes. They are hidden so that you cannot see them. It makes a lot of money for the government, so it's a lot of investment for the government. So it is in their interest that you don't see the cameras. If you just break any traffic rule, just know you must pay at least $25. We've already paid once. We're headed towards the border. We're hoping that we do not have any other fine. Something else you need to note when you're driving on these roads, just know that if you see a police car, it is also a camera. It has camera somewhere on top, and if you are a driver and you're driving while making calls, just know it will be detected and you will pay for that one as well. Just ensure you follow all the traffic rules while you're in Rwanda. Do not overtake on a continuous line. Maintain the speed limits, which is mostly 60 kilometers per hour. There is the camera. You've seen that? Just follow all the traffic rules, and there are policemen in every street. So when you get close to a policeman, please don't take a video or a photo. Just for your own good, I would say. these buildings in Rwanda are built using red brick, and apparently the red brick is for the rich. I know some of you don't like the red brick because it reminds you of your Ushago where you come from, up country. But the red brick out here is for the rich. So if you see a red brick building, just know there is money there. Look at this other one. And the red bricks are well done. I think this is a Catholic church.
And a school.
And a school by its side. Here is a small town, Rwamagana town. The way you learn English or Kiswahili or maybe German in your schools, maybe in your primary school or high schools, is how they learn Kinyarwanda. So it's basically a national language, and literally everyone speaks Kinyarwanda. Now when you come here, if you're a foreigner, chances are you don't know Kinyarwanda. I know you don't know Kinyarwanda. So you'll need a local to help you read them and understand and communicate even with the motorbike riders, to communicate with the security guards, to communicate with any other person. Very few people speak English, because English was introduced to them in 2009. Yes, in 2000 is when they started learning English as an official language. They had been speaking in French for some time, but there is a generation that does not know English and does not know French. So you understand where the contention is. And something else that you need to know is that when you come to Rwanda, please do not start asking people if they are Hutu or Tutsi. Because of the trauma that they had and the kind of discrimination that propagated the genocide, they do not discuss with their tribes. They do not say they are Hutus or Tutsis. They are all just Rwandese people, and they all speak Kinyarwanda. So don't ask that. It is a traumatizing topic for them, and they are healing slowly and slowly. They are making peace with it. They now love each other as neighbors, as friends, without any sort of identification. They are just Rwandese people, which is a good thing. It helps a lot to avoid tribalism or any kind of discrimination. Now, as you can see, this guy in front of us has he's on the motorbike, but he has carried an extra helmet. Now that one is for whoever he will carry. They always have to walk around with an extra helmet like that one. There is nothing like going around Rwanda without a helmet. So it's just a safety rule, and I think it's a very good idea that people maintain that. And mark you, their helmets are very clean. They are like, I don't know how they do it, or I don't know if it is part of the requirements, but their helmets are very clean. But for those who are comfortable, I've seen a few people who are uncomfortable using the same helmet that every other person has used. They carry their own helmets. So it is one of those unique things about Rwanda, the helmet thing. I believe it's a very good idea, and one motorcycle can only carry one person, the rider and one passenger. This guy. Okay, we just passed Akagera National Park. It's a very vast national park. You can go watch the animals. There are crater lakes, about 10 of them, where you can actually enjoy activities like boat riding, fishing, whatever activity you can do in it. And it's also scenic. You can also camp in Akagera. Akagera. Oh, it's written Akagera, but in Kinyarwanda it's pronounced as Akagera. Yes. So you can check online. They have different fees for every activity. It's not like you can just pay a single. There's entrance fee, there's fees for the vehicle, there's guide fees, and then every activity that you might choose there. In case you want to watch the game with their cars, there's a different package for that. The only issue is that you cannot go with a car like ours, a low car. if your car is a bit high, it has a higher clearance, it's okay. But if it is this low, you're not allowed into any national park with a car that has this kind of clearance. Now that is one of the reasons we did not go to Akagera National Park. The other reason is the fees for each activity are very expensive. Okay, they're not really expensive, but as compared to what we've been paying before, I think they're quite expensive. So we decided that we would rather go to Kibuye and do one or two things as opposed to going to Akagera. Now there is a fee for hiring the tents and there is a fee for camping. So all the total charges were a bit too high for us, and being budget travelers, we just decided to opt out of that. But if you can afford it, by all means do it. One thing also you need to know in Rwanda is that they have so many street lights. You see how beautiful they look, and they all work, by the way. So when you travel at night, it's very, it's safe, and the roads are well lit. And I think it's one of those things that you've seen a camera just before the street lights. It enables the camera to see your number plates well. Okay, basically it's just for security and for you to be able to see the roads. And that is one thing that is very, very impressive about Rwanda. They also love African prints. You will see, like, in every 10 women, at least 7 of them are wearing African prints. We've started seeing these buildings with very, very high roofs. That means we are approaching Tanzania, or maybe it is a Tanzanian who lives there. They usually have very high roofs. You see, all that is a roof. The length of the roofs could be higher than the lower part of the building. I think it's just part of their culture. But one of them told us that it is used to regulate the heat in the house. So that could be one explanation, but I think there is some more explanation to it. So if you're a Tanzanian and you know the reason for that, comment below. So far, please comment below on what you think of this road trip. So for you, melanin and so much more. Heavy is your crown, the way you hold me down.
Can't think straight. My mind is rushing of words that you won't take. Notice of the way you feel safe. Everything I do, I'm too late.
I'm gonna be a victim of the devil on my shoulder. Lord knows I've been lost for way too long. I'm getting older.
Learning all the things that make you you. My heart is beating faster than the world I keep inside. And yeah, you make me nervous, that's the story of my life. And I should be embarrassed, but with you.
Now you'll realize that they do not have like the usual stalls that we have back in Kenya. They have permanent shops by the road. Look at those.
On a blanket in the park, we write our fears.
So guys, we are approaching Rusumo. We are like a few minutes away, and at the border post we won't be able to record because it's against the regulations for any border post. So once we get there, we'll let you know, and then we'll meet on the other side of the border. We expect that this time the clearance will be faster because we have everything that is required in Tanzania. We already took our insurance last time. It's still valid. It was valid for 1 month, and everything else that is required, I believe we have it. So let's get to the border.
I never heard such words come out so clear. music found a way into my ears. My heart is beating faster than the world to keep inside. And yeah, you make me nervous, that's the story of my life. And I should be embarrassed, but with you I don't mind when I'm around.
So guys, we cleared with customs and immigration at the border, and now we are headed towards Arusha. We know we won't get there tonight, but we are just headed in that direction because it is a 17-hour drive. But it's better to drive at night because there are no many police stops, and the speed limits are a bit it's easier. Let me just say it's easier driving at night. Look at these ladies.
Can't think straight. My heart's beating faster than the world inside. And yeah, you make me nervous, that's the story of my life. And I should be embarrassed, but with you I don't mind when I'm around you. My heart is beating faster than the world to keep inside. And yeah, you make me nervous, that's the story of my life. And I should be embarrassed, but with you I don't mind when I'm around you. Ooh, I'm just glad I found you.
Now this is us adding some fuel for the second time throughout the journey. The journey was more than 1,000 kilometers. We've covered like around 450. The Google map was taking us to a shorter route, which included us taking a turn to a rough road, but we were advised not to go in that direction, so we decided to take the main road. The problem is we did not do some forex exchange, so we have to try to make transactions using M-Pesa. It's 2:20. We're trying to make it to Arusha before the sun rises. Let's see how that works. So far the price of the fuel of petrol per liter is 30-20 Tanzanian shillings, which is a bit fair as compared to Rwanda.
I can't think straight. My mind is rushing of words that you won't take. No. For someone like you, more than just your trust before I might lose. Learning all the things that make you you. My heart is beating faster than the world to keep inside. And yeah, you make me nervous, that's the story of my life.
Oh la la la. Where? This is almost 24 hours of driving. Okay, it's a lie. We started driving yesterday at 2. So we've just witnessed the most beautiful sunrise ever. And I've actually seen a reflection of the sunrise on the dash, on the bonnet of the car. That is a trick I never knew. Africa has the best sunrises and sunsets. Okay, now I'm taking over again. I took a short nap. I am back.
But with you is found in your eyes. A piece of your world fits right with mine. I can't think straight. I can't think straight. My heart is beating faster than the world I keep inside. And yeah, you make me nervous, that's the story of my life. And I should be embarrassed, but with you I don't mind when I'm around you. My heart is beating faster than the world I keep inside. And yeah, you make me nervous, that's the story of my life. And I should be embarrassed, but...
So we are 329 kilometers to Arusha, but because we've not explored the places, different towns within our route, because we reached in Tanzania very late, we just saw Lake Singida in our map, and it is just a few meters from the main highway. There it is. We are going there to see what is happening there, but from the Google map, apparently it is a very popular lake. Many locals and other people from different cities in Tanzania come for recreational activities here. So let's go and see how the lake looks like before we continue with our journey. As you can see, we have a long way to go. Right now all the speed limits apply, so let's do this and then we go back to our route. It appears to me like Lake Elementaita. It is just a small lake,
But it has some tiny islands inside.
there are rocks, some birds, and you can see some fishermen are fishing.
But it doesn't get a bad. Inaenda tuangalie. Ile.
There's some really cool breeze here. I can imagine a very hot evening. Sharon,
But what kind of yes?
just imagine a hot evening with this kind of breeze.
I can just get myself a seat and just sit right here.
I'm telling you, sunbathing.
But I don't know if what kind of
What?
it's I mean it's as this type of
Is it grass?
I don't know,
I don't-
manure or some.
But this looks like some hippo dung.
Yes.
Yeah, probably they come and eat here.
You know hippo is not funny.
Maybe hippo.
Lake Road.
So Hadia is saying that was just some mud, not hippo dung. I'm not sure about that. If you've been to this lake, tell us if there are any large mammals that come here, especially hippos. So we're back on the road again to cover some more distance, and we intend to explore Arusha. There is the lake again. I think because of that lake, this town has developed.
Lake Kendai.
Yeah, there is another lake also. I'm told there's another lake nearby called Lake Kindai. Yes. So because of the lake, this place seems a bit developed. I think the lake has something to do with it. Yeah, it's like Naivasha. Because of the lakes there are so many people who come for vacations, for recreational purposes just around that town.
There are some resorts also.
Yeah, there are some really beautiful resorts. We've seen Regency. Yeah. I'm sleep deprived, I'm telling you guys. Well, let's continue with our journey in the town. People haven't woken up yet. It's 7:24 and it's a Sunday, or rather it is a weekend, so people haven't woken up yet, so it is fine. I think most of these shops won't be opened today. So we are 167 kilometers away from Arusha. This town is Babati, and there is a lake that is just below that mountain that we had seen, but it is somehow hidden. You cannot see it on the road. Oh, it's another one.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the third biggest.
the lake is
Lake Babati, but the mountain is Mount Meru.
But this looks like a very active town. You can see a lot of businesses, people moving here and there. It means that it is a very active town. So guys, I just woke up from a nap. I'm still very sleepy. In fact, the last meal we had was yesterday at 2. We had a meal at Salva's place, but until then we haven't eaten. We are very hungry and sleepy and exhausted. I even wonder how Patrick is surviving, still driving. Someone is asleep. We're just pushing so that we can get to Arusha, because if we stop on the road, I think we would have missed a lot, and we have very limited time. So we just decided to drive all the way. We just slept in the car until when we get to Arusha, and then from there we'll get somewhere to rest, to put our bags, rest, and then we'll tell you what next. If we still have the energy to go around the town, we'll let you know. But otherwise, so far so good. Now what you will realize is every town we go to, there is a difference in the vegetation. The vegetation keeps changing depending on the region. You see, here there are these kind of trees, and then just a few meters back we had some thorny bushes, short thorny bushes. So I think it depends with the weather. This side of Tanzania, the cows are just, they look like the zebu cows, the regular cows. You do not have those ones with the big horns like the ones that we saw when you were approaching the border between Tanzania and Rwanda, and also the ones that are in Rwanda. The horns are just regular horns. So this area that we are just passing is an arid area, and from what I have seen, it is a place where the Maasais live, and you can see that a lot of them are looking after their cattle. So you're just required to drive slowly here because there are so many cattle passing by and people passing by. So many Maasais and their manyatas around. So it's best that you be careful on this road so that you cannot hit any wild animal or any Maasai man or their cattle. The Maasai, they are plain Nilotes who live in the southern part of Kenya and northern part of Tanzania. So they usually just cross the border without any kind of restriction, so they can move from one part of Kenya and move to Tanzania without any questions. So they're just nomads, and they speak the same. The Maasais in Kenya and the Maasais in Tanzania just speak the same. They interact with a lot of wild animals. Initially they used to kill the lions and other wild animals, but they have been educated to conserve those wild animals. The traditional dances, they jump very, very high. They have an amazing culture. Karibu jiji la Arusha. We are here. We're getting into the city finally. The mountain you see up there, that is Mount Kilimanjaro. It's been covered by clouds. This looks like an airstrip. Yeah, this is an airstrip. So we've gotten to Arusha and we are having our first meal after 24 hours. And it's biryani. This is an Indian restaurant. It is an Indian restaurant, so we are having biryani. This is mutton and that is chicken. Basically, it's been like a 24-hour journey. We left yesterday at around 2 and we got here at 1:30. And we really need to rest. We need somewhere to rest, we need to eat, we need to do some activities here and there. Basically, our schedule is so packed, but we start by being full first. So, I want your egg.
You will not get my egg.
I want your egg. Here, share the egg.
Today is a very wrong day to borrow food.
He's never mean.
Today is not the day.
He stayed 24 hours without eating.
Yes.
What do you expect?